Bonjour tout le monde, c'est moi Charlotte et aujourd'hui nous allons regarder et étudier 10 affirmations positives en français. On y va? Voilà. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Charlotte and today we'll be looking at 10 positive affirmations. So these are things that you can say to yourself or to anyone really, but affirmations normally to yourself. Donc, pour commencer, it should be said that all of these are in the je form, the present tense as well. So you're talking to yourself, remember, okay? Donc voilà. Je suis fière. Fier. Le boy c'est fier. Je suis fier de moi. Je suis fière is what I said because I'm a girl. I'm sorry, I can't zoom in more than this. But when I've got my usual setup and I've got a creaky floorboard here. Okay, c'est pas moi qui fais le son là. Je fais ce bruit. C'est la chaise. Okay, so here we have numéro 1. Je suis fier ou je suis fière. Fier ou fière. Je suis fier de moi. So this is saying I am, so that's the verb être, which is one of the auxiliary verbs. You need to know that. If you don't know that verb, you need to look up the verb être. In fact, I'll write it down for you here. Être. Être. We're going to see avoir as well. So that means to be. Être. Okay, être. With a little circumflex over the E. So that means to be. So in the je form, I am, you would use je suis. So that's the same whether you're a boy or a girl. When you use the je, first person singular form to conjugate a verb like être, you don't say je être, I to be. No, you have to take that verb to be, you change the form. This one's really irregular. So normally it's simple as just like taking a letter off. So for example, the verb regarder, to watch or to look at. To watch or to look at, that's an ER verb there. Normally in the je form, in the present tense, you just take off the R and it becomes je regarde, je regarde. So normally verbs are quite simple to conjugate in the je form in the present tense, especially if they're ER verbs like regarder with the ER at the end. But the verb être is irregular. So you'll have conjugations that start with an S and conjugations that start with an E as well. So je suis, je ne suis pas in the negative. But here, je suis fier ou fière. So this adjective proud agrees with the gender of the person speaking. So je, if I'm talking, I'm a girl. So I would say je suis fière. You add an R, sorry, you add an E and there's an accent over the C, which changes the way that you pronounce it to est fière. So that happens often with adjectives. So words that describe things have to agree in gender with the noun or the person that they describe. Je suis fière de moi, of myself. Moi here means myself. I'm proud of me. Okay. Numéro 2. Je suis, so we're just saying je suis, so that means I am from the verb être, to be. Look it up. Find a verb conjugator, go on to wordreference.com, the conjugator tool, click French to English or English to French from the drop down menu, and then you can type in être or be, just be, that's the verb to be, and then you can find a conjugator tool if you're not sure how to use that verb and to change the forms. Je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, we are, vous êtes, you guys are, or you, formal, are, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. Sorry, there's noises all over the place today. There's people drilling and all sorts. And there's a road outside, so je suis désolée pour le bruit ou les bruits. Mais voilà, c'est la vie, quoi. So, je suis libre. Je suis libre. I am libre. So when you've got I am plus another word, it's probably going to be, and this is a noun, like I'm a doctor. Je suis médecin. Whatever. Je suis prof de français. Unless it's a noun like that, it's probably going to be an adjective, right? So, je suis libre, libre. So that looks a little bit like the word liberté. So liberté means liberty or freedom. Libre means free. Je suis libre. Je suis fier de moi. Je suis libre. I'm free and I'm proud of myself. So we've had two je suis. Now we've got another verb here. Je vis dans l'instant présent. Now you can probably guess what that is. Je vis dans l'instant présent. Vie is from vivre, to live or to experience, right? To be alive. Je vis dans l'instant présent. I live in the present moment. Okay? L'instant is like a moment, an instant. Présent, obviously, is the present. So that word there, présent, is describing the moment, right? So the moment is the present moment. The moment could be a boring moment, or it could be an interesting moment or an exciting moment, but it is actually the present moment in this case. So that there is an adjective agreeing with the noun moment, which in French here is l'instant. So je vis dans l'instant présent, from the verb vivre, like vive la France. Okay, vivre. So we've être is an irregular verb, but it's an auxiliary verb. That means you need that verb être when you're forming tenses. So you need to know how to do that in the present tense. Je suis, tu es, il est, etc. Okay. Regarder is an er verb, which is the most common type in French. But vivre is an re verb because you've got an r and an e at the end. Clever that, isn't it? So vivre means to live or to experience or to be alive. Mais attention, il y a aussi le verbe habiter. Habiter means to live in or to inhabit somewhere. So sometimes you might hear or need or see the verb habiter where you expect to use or see vivre. Okay, so there's differences between them. But to live as in to inhabit is separate from to live as in to be alive or to exist or to be experiencing something, okay? And you'll often hear the verb vivre used when people are talking about experiences, like to live or to go through something, to experience something, okay? So, je vis dans l'instant présent. I live in the present moment. Okay, so that's a good thing. Numéro 4. Cette année sera exceptionnelle. So I said that these are in the present actually, but this is not the present tense. Sera. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. So that song is actually Spanish. Que sera, sera. It sounds very similar to the Italian que sera, sera. But this here is obviously French, but it is the verb to be. So it's the verb être again. And it's the future tense, le futur, and it means will be. It will be. It or he or she will be. Okay? It could even mean, no, I'm not going to get into the on. If you see on used in front of a verb, it means we or one, or it's talking about people in general. It's like impersonal. And it's conjugated in the third person singular. So if you look at a verb table, je serai, tu seras, il, elle, on sera, then the third line down will be singular, referring to he or she or it will be. But you might also see the pronoun on used, and if you see that, essentially it means we. Okay, we'll come to that in a different video if you're not aware of that already. So sera is the future tense. So what have we got here? Cette année. So cette année explains what it is that's going to be such and such. Cette année. Oh, cette année. Oui. Sera. This year. Cette is the feminine form demonstrative pronoun that means this, or demonstrative adjective. It's telling you about something, this or that, this or that. Cette année, the word année is feminine. So cette is the feminine form, this. There's a few different forms of that, or this. There's ce, there's cette, there's cette with two T's and an A, and then there's c'est. So any of those mean this or these. Ce, cette, c'est. That comes before a masculine singular noun. That comes before a masculine noun that begins. Oh no, yeah, a masculine noun that begins with a vowel. Can't think of any examples. Cet homme in French sometimes. Ce garçon, for example, ce garçon, this boy. Cet homme, so an H in French kind of counts as a vowel, right? So cet homme, cette fille ou cette femme, ces enfants, these, this or these, okay? So, cette année sera exceptionnelle. Okay, exceptionnel looks almost exactly the same, sounds the same almost as the English exceptional, okay? Amazing, basically. Exceptionnel, you've got an extra L and an E at the end of that. And again, this is an adjective. Adjective here with a wiggly line. Wiggly line, wiggly line. There's quite a few actually. Génial is another adjective. I think that's all of them there. So words that describe something big, small, amazing, boring, free, open, shut. Yeah, there's loads of adjectives, but the ones with the wiggly lines are the adjectives. So the ones that have on the paper, on the handout, right, club members, on the handout, all your verbs are in red. Okay, en rouge. Les verbes sont en rouge. C'est juste pour les voir plus facilement, just to be able to see them and recognize them more easily. So, cette année sera exceptionnelle. That's a nice thing to say to yourself, and I actually have been telling myself that I've been pretty sure that this year is going to be amazing. So, voilà, it's a good one. I like that one. So, numéro 5. J'avance vers mes objectifs. So what's happening here is we've got a verb that starts with a vowel, avancer, avancer to advance, without the D, avancer, avancer. Again, it's an ER verb, right? Lots of verbs in French have an ER at the end, and they are ER verbs. So if you want to say I am advancing or I advance, take off the R, that leaves you with avance, and then normally you put je in front of a verb, but je avance is a bit awkward in French, so they take off the E and they put an apostrophe, j'avance, j'avance. So it's not je avance, it's j'avance, and that means I am advancing or I advance, okay? It can either mean I advance or I am advancing, okay, like the kind of present continuous. I am advancing, I am reading, or I read. Okay, so the present tense can be used for talking about what you're doing right now. Like right now, what are you doing? I'm reading. Or it could be used in like a habitual way. So like I read 5 books a month. C'est pas vrai en fait. But so it's the present tense is conjugated in the same way in French. Je suis, je vis, j'avance, j'accepte, je respecte, whatever. Je mérite. Or je regarde. That's a good one. Je regarde as I watch, or I'm watching. Maintenant, je regarde un film. I am watching a film. Now, maintenant. Mais en général, but in general, je regarde un film chaque semaine. I watch a film every week. Okay? I watch I am watching. In English, there's two ways of saying it. I watch, I am watching. But in French, you just use the one, the present tense. So that makes it a little bit easier. Oui. So, j'avance vers mes objectifs. So something that's happening here. When I've got... Oh, mais non! Oh, mais non! Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh, that was quite funny, really. That's going to look interesting when I post it, isn't it? Anyway, so... Mon portable est tombé par terre. Pardon, my phone fell on the floor, so that's what happened there. I can't change that, I'm afraid. I'm not going to edit this. Il n'y a pas de temps. Il n'y a pas de temps. J'ai pas de temps. I haven't got enough time. So, voilà. Errors and everything, warts and all. J'avance vers mes objectifs. What's happening here is we've got I am advancing. Vers means towards. Like a preposition, I guess. Mes objectifs, my objectives, my aims, my goals, right? So, mes means my, something plural. We've got the word mon, which is my, used with a masculine singular noun. Ma is the word my, used in front of a singular feminine noun, like mon fils, my son, ma fille, my daughter. But here we've got me. So if I had children, well, I do have children, mes enfants, my children. Because objectif starts with an O with a vowel, then we pronounce the S, and that's a liaison, which is made between the S and the O. Instead of I don't know, let's say my pens, mes stylos, the word would just be mes. But because it's here, mes objectifs, there's a sort of z sound at the end, okay? Mes objectifs, mes amis, mes enfants, okay? Donc, j'avance vers mes objectifs. Oui, c'est une bonne chose, ça. So, you are getting closer or moving towards or advancing towards your goals, your objectives, your aims. I don't think I explained that avancer means to go forward, did it? Go towards? To advance? Yeah, to advance. All of those things. To move towards something. Vers also means towards. J'accepte. Okay, so here's another verb which starts with an A. So accepter, to accept. Okay, these are cognates. They kind of, cognates, is that the right word? They look almost exactly the same as the English, so they're easy to guess. I'm not sure, is that a cognate? Yes, I think so. Cognate is either a word that's closely linked to another word, like used in proximity, or it's a word that has like an equivalent. Anyway, you can look that up. So, j'accepte. I accept, or I am accepting of something. J'accepte. Comme ça. That's how you conjugate it in the present tense. You put the je in front, take off the e from je, which is I, subject pronoun. Add an apostrophe, and take off the r, and then suddenly the er verb is conjugated in the correct form. J'accepte le changement. Oh, I accept change. So in French, you use the article le or la or even les in front of words where we don't. So for example, if you went like freedom, you might just say liberté. In fact, you know, it's in like the French slogan, liberté, fraternité, égalité, whatever. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. But normally, if you're talking about something like it's the title of a poem or something, you would put not just the word liberté necessarily, you'd put la liberté, liberty, freedom. You use the article, the word the, in French much more than we do in English, and it's worth doing that because you have to remember whether it comes in handy for using, for example, prepositions, changing prepositions. So practice when you learn like a new noun, a new word that's a thing, like even if it's an intangible thing like liberty or justice or the air or whatever. Try to learn whether it's le or la. Sometimes it'll be L apostrophe if the noun starts with a vowel, okay? Like the word air, l'air. So here, for example, le changement. In English, we would say, I accept change. In French, we would say, I accept the change, okay? But it means change in general. So we just need to use le because it's a masculine noun. So changer is the verb changement. Un changement is a change, something that has been changed, okay? J'accepte le changement. I accept change. Numéro 7, j'ai. Now, j'ai. That's the other auxiliary verb, to have. So être is to be, but avoir is to have and to be. So j'ai, again, don't have the word je in it because the verb is just the bit that means I, the have bit is just this ai. So we need to put the word je in front of it. So instead of je ai, je and then et, we put them together, take off the e from je, add the e, and it becomes j'ai. That's one syllable. J'ai. I have, or I have got, if you like, to possess something. J'ai des idées géniales. Oui, j'ai des idées géniales. J'ai des idées géniales. J'ai des idées géniales. J'ai des idées géniales. I just like the way that sounds. I have ideas. Des in front of the verb, in front of a noun means just some, right? It's a way of saying I have good ideas. I have great ideas, actually. Génial. It's got an E and an S at the end because it agrees with les or des idées. So don't worry too much about the des, but you will see it instead of les. Roughly it means some, okay? Or it just means ideas. Don't worry too much about it at the moment, but when you get like intermediate or advanced, when that's used will make more sense to you, which is souvent, often. J'ai des idées géniales. Idée. So we've got a little accent over the first E, and that makes that E, that makes it pronounced like this, E. Right? So if you see an E with an accent like that, aigu, aigu, what's that in English? Whatever that is in English, that's the accent it is. Sharp? No. No. Anyway, E aigu, with an accent aigu, that means E. That's how you pronounce it. If you see an E on its own, it's an E. E, E. And then if you've got an E with an accent like that, it's more kind of E, like in après. E, E, E. Okay? So here, it's got that one. Accent aigu, it's idée. Bonne idée. Bonne idée. That means good idea. J'ai des idées géniales. I have amazing or great ideas. Numéro 8. Je respecte mes valeurs. Moi, je respecte mes valeurs. I respect my valeurs. Looks very similar to the English. Values. Okay? Je respecte from the verb respecter. Je respecte mes, again. We had that up here, didn't we? Mes means my, followed by something plural. It could be something that's masculine. I'll give you an example. Mes stylos. So the word stylo is masculine. But here we're talking about pens. The word stylo sounds the same whether it's singular or plural, whether it's one pen or two pens, or 5 million pens. But when we've got mes stylo, I know that we're talking about my lots of pens, or more than one. Here would be my pen singular, mon stylo. If I'm talking about my daughter, my fille. If I'm talking about my daughters, mes filles. Mes filles. So here we've got mes again. So that's my something follows this that belongs to me, which is plural. Doesn't matter whether it's masculine or feminine, actually. That's the nice thing about when you say les, mes, des, c'est, all those kind of the plural, my plural, some plural. Those words sound the same, whether you're talking about something feminine or plural. Feminine or masculine, that's plural. Ok, numéro 9. J'ai confiance en moi. C'est vrai, j'ai confiance en moi. So, avoir confiance en quelqu'un, to have confidence in someone, to trust someone, okay? It could be either or both of those things. So again, j'ai confiance en moi comes from the verb avoir, like j'ai des idées géniales, I have amazing or great ideas, I have confidence in myself. Okay, en is the preposition, which means in. Okay, confiance, similar to the English word confidence, but it doesn't have a D. Confiance, okay? A bit like avance. Et numéro 10, je mérite, from the verb mériter. Don't worry, I will use this paper again. Normally I have my tiny whiteboards, but I don't have them to hand at the moment. They're in my little cabin at the moment. Mériter, to merit or to deserve. Lovely, lovely positive verb to end on. Mériter. So I'm going to say to myself, I deserve love and respect. Okay, so je mérite. We've got one of those accents aigus. Okay, I can't remember what it's called. In English, I can't remember what the accent's called. Grave accent and a. Sometimes I just forget things, you know. I am human after all. But if you remember, tell me, or I'll go and check, and maybe I'll post it under the video just to you know, get it out of my head. Je mérite amour et respect. Now, normally you'd see the word l'amour with an L apostrophe, love, or le respect. Respect. But here I've just put it as I found it on the website, which is merci-beaucoup.com. Okay, so affirmation positive from merci-beaucoup.com. .com means .com. So je mérite amour et respect. Et ça, c'est très important de se rappeler. Okay, it's very important to remind yourselves that you do deserve love and respect. So don't accept anything less than that. So there are the 10 affirmations, positive affirmations that I found from that website. So let's do them one more time just to test whether you remember. And then I'm going to send out this video, post this video to YouTube and send out the handout, which looks like that. Voila. This is the last day to become a club member with my 20% discount, by the way. Thank you for those who's joined. You can still join as of tomorrow or any other time. But it is worth mentioning, seeing as I'm posting this on the last day of January 2024, that this is the last day that you can become a member of my club and get a year's membership for the cost of £40. For that, you'll get a handout like this direct to your email, which you can obviously print off, or you can just view online. Sorry, on your device, I mean. And you can go through this language tutorial as you go over that, or you can just come back and do it any other time you like, and you can always revisit it. And you'll also get a discount on any block booking of private tuition that you purchase with me during the duration of your membership. So if you're interested in that one-to-one tuition in French, just let me know, send me an email, go onto my website. Or if you want to join my club at any point, or my Italian club, there will be an English language club at some point soon when my circumstances have got a bit more settled, because everything is dans l'air, up in the air at the moment. Then there'll be an English club. But you're more than welcome. And there's also activities that you can complete, and there's some further links. So let me just read through these, and puis ça suffira. And that'll be enough. So, numéro 1. Je suis fier ou fière de moi. I'm proud of myself. Je suis libre. I'm free. Numéro 3. Je vis dans l'instant présent. Number 3. I live in the present moment. Numéro 4. Look, the noise is the creaking floorboard. Okay, it's not me. It's not my tummy or anything. Okay. Numéro 4, cette année sera exceptionnelle. Et c'est vrai. This year will be exceptional. Numéro 5, number 5, j'avance vers mes objectifs. I'm moving towards my objectives. Or I'm moving forward towards my objectives. Numéro 6, j'accepte le changement. I accept change. Yeah. Numéro 7, j'ai des idées géniales. I have amazing ideas. Numéro 8, je respecte mes valeurs. I respect my values. Oui. Numéro 9, number 9, j'ai confiance en moi. I have confidence in myself. I trust myself. Et numéro 10, je mérite amour et respect. And number 10, I deserve love and respect. I hope you're telling yourselves that kind of thing every day, guys. And if you're not, please start doing it, because we all need to remind ourselves that we are worthy and deserving. Okay? Don't accept anything less. Merci beaucoup et à la prochaine fois. Au revoir.